I had someone ask how I built this demo here. So the way it's set up is kind of like just a two-choice branch. Is you can click on Steve and then get information about Steve, or you can click on Jenny, and then when you go to Jenny, what I actually did was I blacked out the screen because it was just a demo, so I didn't really have anything for Jenny. So the blog reader wanted to know, well, how do you do this in PowerPoint and Articulate Presenter? So I'll show you how we do that. Let's go to a PowerPoint file. When we look at the PowerPoint file, basically what we have is we've got our main slide, and then, so this is the home slide. We've got two choices. So this is going to branch to Steve, which we have here, and Steve is actually made up of two slides. So I've got this slide here with the information, then you can click the next button, which takes you to this slide, and then I have it set up where you can branch to Jenny. Now in the case of Jenny, I didn't put any content in there, so what I wanted to do, so if you clicked on Jenny, since there wasn't any content, you'd go to this slide, and then this slide has, looks like this, and it tells you that there's nothing for Jenny. And it's pretty easy the way I built it. Basically, you're just going to copy this master slide, and if you were building a lot of these, you could just build the first slide on a master, so you don't have to keep copying it. But basically, you're going to have a duplicate of what's on slide 1, or the slide that you're linking from. And in this case, we have this main slide. And then all I did was I have a black box over it. So if we right-click on the black box and format the shape, you can see I've just made it 12% transparent. You can change up your transparency level. So it kind of creates that light box effect. So it's just a rectangular object on top of the slide, and then it's slightly transparent. And then on top of that, I just added another box, and then I added the graphics and the text in there. So it's pretty basic. Now the close button, what I did is I linked that back to the main slide. So in this case, it's kind of a reject slide. So you click on Jenny here, you come to slide 2, slide 2 rejects you, and then it tells you, you hit the close button and it comes back here. So let's go look at it in action again to see what that looks like. So when we click on Jenny, see, it looks like you're on the same slide, you're just getting this light box, and then I hit close and it just takes me back. So you're really jumping from slide 1, this is slide 1, to slide 2, and you hit close and it comes back to slide 1. And pretty simple. Now I disabled the navigation, so there's no worry about hitting the next button by mistake, because when we look at it in PowerPoint again, PowerPoint, the logic of it, if you had a next button, would be you click this, goes next, goes next, goes next, goes backwards, goes backwards. So I want to hide this. So what I would do is, if I'm working with Articulate, I go to the Slide Properties Manager, and then inside the Slide Properties Manager, what we're going to do is hide the slide. So we would come to slide 2 here. I just right click on it. I can hide it in navigation. So if I did have a side menu on my player, this slide wouldn't show up in the menu. Now what I also want to do is work on my branching. So if I go from slide 1 to slide 2, I want to make sure that slide 2 is always going to come back to slide 1. So I can click on my branching features and set that. And the same thing here is, if I'm jumping from slide 1 to slide 3 and I hit the back button, I don't want to accidentally go back to slide 2. So I would come to slide 3 and then set my back button to go back to slide 1. So then you'd see the branching there. And this way, if the learner clicks on a slide, they're kind of jumping over this blacked out slide. So that's basically the way you're going to do it. You're just going to hyperlink to a slide that kind of makes it seem like you're just covering up the slide, and then you want to make sure that you're linking back to that original slide. And then if you're jumping over that to other slides, you can use your branching feature if you have the navigation enabled, and the branching will allow you to kind of jump over those slides. So using the hidden slides, using the branching is going to help if you're doing the navigation. If you want to do something like I have here where there's no navigation, you just go into the player controls and then disable all of the navigation. And in this one, I disabled the side menu bar as well.